Hi, Richard. So if you could please just again tell me your name and what you do, please.
Yeah, my name is Richard Bunke. I'm a producer at Gothenburg Film Studios in the city of Gothenburg on the west coast of Sweden.
And tell us a bit more about Gothenburg Studios. How did it get started and so on?
Well, Gothenburg Film Studios has rather short history, but some 4 years ago, it all started when some guys joined up and decided to rent some equipment. First of all, it was cameras, and so it started as a rental facility first and foremost. But then we moved to our new premises where we are located now, which is on Lindholmen in the central part of Gothenburg. And there was ample space available to us for expansion. So the one thing led to another. The camera rental soon expanded into lights and grip and so on. And then we got hold of a studio, our first studio.
That must have been an exciting moment, no?
Oh, yeah, of course. That was very exciting. And then we just sort of organically, but rather quickly, grew. So we there was an adjacent building that we got hold of, as it were, a 4-story building. And in that, we needed to rent space. So the idea from the beginning was to sort of collect as many of our friends and associates and colleagues in the film industry at one place as possible. And it really took off quite quickly, so it became a thing of momentum. So more and more people wanted to be here together with us. And now, and along I should say 2 years down the road, Gothenburg Film Studios, the company, was formalized as the umbrella for everything here. And now we have the entire block, 10,000 square meters and 3 studios and more than 30 companies at one place. So it's a genuine film village built from the ground up.
It sounds absolutely wonderful. And what have been some of the highlights of productions there?
Well, each production is a highlight by itself, because it started out with a Swedish film called Sebbe. That this year actually won the highest prize for the Swedish Gotheburg. But that was 2 years ago, and that was the first production that had its production office at our place. And ever since then, we've had numerous TV productions and feature films productions where we either facilitate the production office and studios and equipment and whatnot, or sometimes just smaller things like office only or something like that. But I think all the productions has been great, and because of that we can sort of grow and sort of get confirmation that what we are doing is right and it's needed on the market.
What are your particular ambitions or plans for the studios going ahead?
Well, there are many plans here. First of all, we are located at Lindholmen, as I mentioned, and here the city of Gothenburg has a very big, ambitious venture called Lindholmen Science Park. And that is a big cluster of companies, and it's a mixture of the public and the private and the university sectors of our city all working together in 3 areas. The first one, of course, Gothenburg is the city of Volvo, so everything that has to do with automotive solutions is located at Lindholmen Science Park, research and development in that area. And then Ericsson is here also. So everything that has to do with telecommunications and the future in that is here also. And the third leg of Lindholmen Science Park is media and new media and transmedia. And Gothenburg Film Studios is responsible for that leg of Lindholmen Science Park.
Sounds like you have some interesting possibilities for collaboration there.
Oh yeah, that's the whole idea. Because we come from a film production background into this context, is very, very interesting to meet these people. So we're talking engineers and all those various functions from other areas, and it's very interesting to see how we can sort of work together and create new projects and new bridges between our various disciplines. So this Lindholmen Science Park is one very important path for us that we will continue going. But as the core business is concerned, the main thing now is to formalize everything in the film village into one offer through our production service. That is something that I'm working with. which means basically that we need to utilize the fact that everyone is here at the same place. There are so many good synergies to be achieved in that. We can offer very good packaged deals to productions on different levels depending on what they need. And our goal is, of course, to be the best service provider with the highest quality in all of Scandinavia.
On that note, what advice would you have for projects that are looking for studio facilities? What's the best way that they can approach that?
The best way would be just basically to call us and see and have a conversation, just first initial conversation about their project and see what their demands are. It all ties up, everything ties up when it comes to feature film production to the financing plans, of course. We are located in the western part of Sweden in the region of Västra Götaland, which is the same region where Film Invest is located, which is one of the biggest film funds in all of Scandinavia. So productions on that level it's first and foremost a discussion about how the financing plan is designed. And then if they decide, a production decides to sort of that they will get funding from this region or that they have other reasons for coming here, that's where we come in and have as fruitful conversation as possible. And we can provide everything that is required for a full feature production.
I believe that you're involved in the Go Kinema initiative. Could you tell us a bit about that, please?
Yeah, that is because Gothenburg is also the home of one of the biggest film festivals in Scandinavia, Gothenburg Film Festival. And that is rather big, and it's all about watching a lot of films. And they also have a forum for distribution called Nordic Event. But they haven't had anything up till now that is to do with the business, the actual making of films, the skills and knowledge required, and the technical skills concerning production of feature films. So that's where we come in, and we created our own event, and we named it Go Kinema. And Go Kinema works in conjunction with the Gothenburg Film Festival and takes place at the same time during the film festival, and it broadens the festival experience. And what we do is bring forth everything that has to do with the production of films or moving images in general. So Go Kinema has 4 parts. The first part is an exhibition. We transform our big studio, that is 900 square meter studio. We transform that into an expo. So manufacturers of various products and technical solutions, etc., they come here and take part in this exhibition for the public. So they can try various things and see the latest camera development and technologies, everything that has to do with film production. And then we have workshops and seminars, which is very important. This year we had a 4-day workshops with stereographic filming. So cinematographers and directors of photography from all over Europe came here and worked together with stereographer Jeff Boyle for 4 days. And hands-on skills, and trained and worked together with him and regarding 3D footage. Yeah. So the workshop area is very, very important, as well as the seminars.
Sounds like a really interesting event, I must say. When will that be happening?
Oh, yeah. It's, at the end of January, beginning of February each year, at the same time as Gothenburg Film Festival, from John Ajvide Lindqvist, the guy who wrote Let the Right One In. He wrote a scene for us, just a 3 or 4 minute scene, and we gave that scene to 4 directors and 4 DOPs. So they can interpret this scene in whatever way they wanted, in a set design that we build in our studio, and we support them with everything that we have, all the equipment, all the crew, everything. So, and they only have 4.5 hours to shoot the scene. So the audience can come and have a look and how to see if that an actual film is being made. So it's very interesting creatively for the directors.
I want to come. Can I come and visit?
Yes, of course. Everyone is most welcome next year. We will continue with Go Kinema, and next year we have I'm sure, even more ambitious program. But open set and the expo and the workshops and the seminars will still be there next year.
Well, I've got a couple of personal questions now for you, Richard, which is,
sure.
Well, how did you get into the screen industries? In other words, can you inspire other people?
Oh, yeah, if they want to get into this mad business, but it's the most wonderful thing you can do, of course. Well, I started back in 1999 in the commercial film production area, and I've been doing that for ever since, which is a very good school. You learn the trade, you know, you learn how to edit films and direct. I was a director for a while, and then a project manager and producer, and then I tried various roles, because, you know, a film crew, a film production is a very hierarchy structured organization, so you have to basically work your way up, which is good fun and very necessary, really, to sort of get a feel for production. Then 3 years ago, me personally, I started to produce some shorts because I wanted to, and I was quite successful. One of them was featured at Gothenburg Film Studios, and the other one was featured at Tribeca Film Festival and Santa Fe Film Festival, etc. So I had a chance to go over to New York and meet other filmmakers in my similar situation as myself, and ever since then I've been sort of moving towards a feature film production, sort of away from the commercial production. And now I'm here at Gothenburg Film Studios, which is the best possible platform for any filmmaker and producer to sort of be located at, because everything is here, everything you need is here. All equipment. Is
there any part what's an example of your work that you're really proud of, Richard?
Myself? Well,
yeah.
This film that was featured at Tribeca Film Festival is called Skeletons in the Closet. You can find it if you just go to YouTube. It's there. My distributor, Future Shorts from London, they have their own channel on YouTube, so you can just.
Well, we'll be putting a link up for that one so that people can click on that and take a look.
Yeah, please. I know that your associate Anna has watched it.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it myself as well. And finally, really a couple of very personal questions. Could you give me one of your top 10 pieces of music or favourite book, perhaps, just so we know who Richard the man is?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I used to be a musician. I played music all my life, so I like everything. I grew up listening to jazz every day because my father was a jazz fanatic. But I would say an old soul classic would do.
An old soul
Stevie
classic?
Wonder or something like that.
Or
David Bowie, you know, or Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
classic.
Well, there's quite a contrast. And of course, Led Zeppelin had worked at studios in Sweden, didn't they? At Polo Studios.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In Stockholm.
That's true.
You wouldn't.
But now, contemporary music, I must bring forth the sounds of Gothenburg. Of course, there's a band from Gothenburg called Little Dragon. Little Dragon is one of my absolute favorites. Very, very good music. I can recommend them.
Well, we'll definitely listen into that. And the very final question, which sounds a little bit dark, but what would you take with you? God forbid about a burning building, but what would you take with you? What would be the one thing you'd have to take with you?
Well, my wife and my son, of course.
Of course.
People first. Always people first. Which is actually the credo. That's actually the credo of Gothenburg Film Studio. We are a collective. We've been our motto is for filmmakers by filmmakers. So it's all about the people. We try to attract and be a good place for the people that make film. You know. So on that sort of same theme, I would bring my son and my wife with me from a burning building.
Well, Richard Bunke, I'm very good. Am I saying your name correctly, by the way? Is it Richard Bunke or Bunke?
Well, in Swedish it's Bunke.
Bunke. Well, Richard Bunke, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me today. And
thank you very much, Julie. You're most welcome.
I'm going to stop the recording now, Richard. I'm going to just quickly check that it's there. And so just bear with me a sec.
Sure.